Hey everyone, it's Chris back again, and I thought I'd just do a collection update video because someone had asked for an updated one. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so here we go. I guess I'll just kind of look through the collection and point out a few notable games I added. So there's the shelves, kind of looks the same from a distance as usual, but there's some new additions you might be able to pick out. And I've been always organizing it as usual. And then of course you got posters and shit on the door. Same posters. Metroid, same posters. I don't know if I showed this, but the SNES and NES used to be like down there, but I sort of took this old TV stand and put it up here. That way I have them kind of stacked above the JVC XI, which I can still open. Oh, what's in there? Earthworm Jim. So yeah, I'm still able to open these two in the 3DO. 3DO kind of hits the top of it here, but it's okay. And then I've got, of course, the Wii U up here, Virtual Boy, and I actually have a new remote. It's the same remote as my old one, because this one, the buttons are getting kind of sticky. So I found this exact same remote, and it works fine on this TV. So yeah, that's cool. So anyways, turn this back off. Then I guess the system setup here, pretty much the same. I don't know if I showed that I now have a PS1 Slim in there. I might have showed that. And the PS2 Slim, Dreamcast, Saturn as usual, Pro Action Replay, is the Jaguar, and GameCube, and N64 with Castlevania, Legacy of Darkness. Good game. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and look through some of the games. I really can't tell if I showed this, but now I have a nice stack of NES carts that I found at Goodwill. I showed these in a pickups video. So you can see, got some good stuff. Tetris, finally got a Mario. I haven't had the original Mario cart for a while. And there's Dragon Warrior. Tecmo Super Bowl is really fun still. Two racers, Rad Racer and RC Pro-Am. Captain Skyhawk is a game made by Rare. I don't know if their logo is on there. No, it isn't, but Rare made that game. And then Top Gun and some submarine game called Silent Scope, which supposedly isn't that great. I haven't really tried it yet. And then, of course, got the SNES carts I found at Goodwill. Gradius 3, or Gradius, whatever. Final Fight, shitty version of Final Fight, and Mortal Kombat 1, shitty SNES version. Then we got all my Game Boy carts, Kirby Pinball, Kirby Dreamland, and my first Pokemon game ever, since I've never been interested in this series, but got Pokemon Blue there. These are all found at Goodwill. Then you got Dragon Warrior 3, the Game Boy Color remake, Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge, not really focusing, there you go. Found that at Goodwill, which I was looking for a while. And got the Metal Gear Solid for Game Boy Color, which my friend Giuliano sent me, thanks to him. And then I got these couple of crappy games, Terminator 2 and Nintendo Baseball. And then I got some other ones that are, I think they're in one of the Game Boy cases, some really crappy ones that I don't even want to display. So, yeah. And then, of course, the Game Boy Advance stuff. And then one Game Boy game there, Operation C, Contra. Wario Land for Virtual Boy. And there's all my Game Boy Advance. And my boxed NES games. Got the fake Metal Gear games. It's Mario 3 and 2 are boxed, and then there's Metal Gear 1 for MSX2 This is the European version. That's why it's in a cardboard case. So it's the only English version of that on MSX. Supposedly the European version of this has a lot of slowdown compared to the Japanese one, but I don't have an MSX to test it on anyways. And then this is actually a new edition. I don't know if I showed this, but I found this at Goodwill, Capcom Classic Collection. Just got a lot of classic games, which you can see down there on the bottom. Some good stuff, especially Final Fight and Captain Commando. So that's cool to have on the PSP. Didn't come with a instruction manual though, so whatever. It was like $3. So I was like, what the hell? I'll take it. Got my Game & Watch, my Club Nintendo cards, playing cards, and then more NES box games: Contra, Super C, Castlevania, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. There's Sonic and Knuckles, PS1 long box, Warhawk, Need for Speed, Alien Trilogy. Here's all my Genesis, Aladdin, Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra Hardcore, awesome games. And I finally got all the Sonics, which I had to order these online. Unfortunately, I didn't find them in the wild, but I did find Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition at Goodwill. And then this, of course, is my Dungeons & Dragons collection, the Capcom collection for Saturn. My Lunar, Silver Star, and the Eternal Blue Collector's Editions. PC version of Myst 3 Exile. So yeah, that's that. And then, of course, the Collector's Edition shelf, as usual. I've rearranged it a little bit, mostly to fit this up in there. And Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. A couple more Genesis up there. Tecmo Super Bowl and NBA Jam Tournament Edition. And yeah, there's my Resident Evil HD collection collectors, or not HD collection, Resident Evil 1 HD remaster collector's edition, and everything else. And then down here is just the same crap pretty much, except for now the Majora's Mask Skull Kid edition is sitting down there next to Beautiful Joe and the slimes, including the slime controller, PS2 controller. It's not very comfortable to play with, but it looks awesome. So there that sits, and then all my strategy guides and art books are up there. And then I put my Bloodborne Collector's Edition down there. And of course, this is my box of gaming memorabilia that's smaller sized, and then some more memorabilia in here. A ton of stuff. I won't go through all that, but yeah. Anyways, after that, these are all my different handheld systems. We got Game Boy Advance, SP, Fat DS, DS Lite, PSP, Game Boy Advance SP again, a Game Boy Pocket, and I think up there, yeah, that's my Game Boy Color in its case. I think that's where the rest of the games are. But anyways, next up, pretty much the main shelf. We got, you know, this shelf, which you guys have seen if you've been on this channel before, and kind of the runoff shelf. But we'll start here. And this is, of course, the Metal Gear Shrine, which hopefully I'll be adding the MGS5. Well, I will be adding the MGS5 Collector's Edition, or at least maybe the hand, the half-size hand from it up here. So that'll be cool. And then my Sega shelf. So you got the Sega CD. Let it focus in. All the good stuff. Final Fight CD, Earthworm Jim, Snatcher, Sonic CD, Wirehead. And then you got all the Saturn, Elbert Odyssey, Burning Rangers, just kind of pointing out notable ones. Die Hard Arcade, one of my favorite Saturn games. Double Switch, Corey Haim, FMV goodness, Earthworm Jim 2, Starfire's Mega Mix, Guardian Heroes, Legend of Oasis, Magic Knight Ray Earth, Myst, all the Panzer Dragoon games, including Saga, of course. And then Saturn version of Quake, which is kind of interesting port. Resident Evil, Shinobi Legions, Solar Eclipse, which is kind of the sequel to Total Eclipse. And Soviet Strike, Virtua Cop, House of the Dead, Tomb Raider, Virtua Fighter Kids, and then Virtua Fighter 2 is down here because I didn't have room for it. And then all my jewel case, smaller jewel case stuff up here. These are all the imports. Got Christmas Nights at the top there. Deep Fear. That's Gundam Side Story 3. Magic Knight Ray Earth, Japanese version. It actually has more voice acting than the US version. Gradius Deluxe Pack. It's Gradius 1 and 2. Arcade Perfect ports. Nights into Dreams, the jewel case version. Radiant Silvergun, Salamander Deluxe Pack, which is I think Life Force and Salamander 1 and 2. And Virtua Cop 1. I got the big box for it with the gun. Virtua Fighter Remix. And Air Force Delta is getting into the Dreamcast. I'm not have to name off all these, just the notable ones. Grandia 3, Shenmue. Well, they're all notable. Every game in my collection I care about. Dynamite Cop, sequel to Die Hard Arcade, great game. House of the Dead 2. And then we got all these, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, Marvel vs. Capcom, Mortal Kombat 2, or Mortal Kombat Gold. It's a really good version of Mortal Kombat, as long as you get the red disc version, which fixes all the glitches, and that's the one I have. Power Stone 2, awesome multiplayer game. Sega Smash Pack, which has the Dreamcast Virtua Cop 2. And there's Shadow Man, which my friend Giuliano sent to me. And Soul Calibur, Sword of the Berserk, one of the only Sword of the Berserk games released in the US. I wish the PS2 Berserk game would have come out here. Virtua Fighter 3 and Zombie Revenge, good game. And then of course, the next shelf is all the PS1 stuff. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. We also have a few, as you saw before, 3DO long boxes just for overflow. But we'll start looking through this. Kind of an awkward angle here, but yeah, we got Tomorrow Never Dies, 007. I'll try to do this slowly, I don't have to read them all. But Ace Combat 3, Shido Blade, Breath of Fire games, Castlevania, Chrono Cross, Colony Wars games. We got 2 Crash games now, Crash Bandicoot 2 and Crash Team Racing. Got Crypt Killer. Oh yeah, Die Hard Trilogy, my friend Giuliano sent me. I've been wanting that game for a while, so I really appreciate that. Pretty fun game still. Dino Crisis games, Dragon Warrior 7, Duke Nukem games, Driver games, Fade to Black, sequel to Flashback, Fear Effect games, wish they would have made Fear Effect 3, and then of course all my Final Fantasies. Some of them greatest hits because I had to replace copies that got ruined as a kid when I stored all my games in a soft CD booklet. Stupidest thing I ever did. And then we got Grandia. Got all the Grand Theft Autos now. The Director's Cut, which includes the London expansion. GTA 2. Heart of Darkness, which is the spiritual successor to Out of This World, aka Another World. Iron Soldier 3, really underrated, not well-known game. It's the third game in the Jaguar mech series. Legend of Mana, Lethal Enforcers collection. Oh yeah, I found Marvel vs. Capcom 1 at Goodwill. It's not the best version of it, but still, it's interesting, I guess. MDK, Medal of Honor 1 and 2, Metal Gear, VR Missions, PS1 version of Mission Impossible, which is an N64 port, and it gives you like voice acting in this one. Oh, hold on. And then Mortal Kombat games. We got Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero and Trilogy, Nuclear Strike, Oddworld, Parasite Eve. That's the end of that part. And then, I don't know if I showed you this, but let me just take some of these off. The way I'm able to keep these stacked vertically like this on top without them falling through is I put like thick pieces of like cardboard and paper between it, so when I take, like say I take this 2-disc game out, then they don't fall through. It's a handy tip for any collectors out there. But anyways, let's look at these. So focus, 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 there you go. So we got Project Horned Owl. It's a light gun shooter. R-Type, or R-Types, which is R-Type 1 and 2 arcade versions. Then R-Type Delta. There's all my Resident Evils. Riven, sequel to Myst. Road Rash 3D. Road Rash 3D is so fun. And Silent Hill, Soviet Strike. Although the Saturn version of Soviet Strike's better because I think it has an extra level and an additional weapon, I believe. Soul of the Samurai, kind of an interesting, almost Onimusha-like game. Soul Blade, the original Soul Calibur, pretty much. Star Ocean, Second Story. Here's all my Star Wars games. Strider 2, which has Strider 1 on it. Siphon Filter Series. Tales of Destiny and Tales of Destiny 2, aka Tales of Eternia, everywhere else. Tecmo Super Bowl, the PlayStation version. Tecmo Bowl is really the only football game I like. We got all the Tekkens on PS1. Tenchu games. Oh, got those mixed up. Get in the right order there. Gotta be OCD in this video. Anyways, we got the Time Crisis games and Project Titan. I got Tomb Raider 1 and 2 finally. I think I found Tomb Raider 1 at Goodwill. We got Vagrant Story, really good RPG. Wild Arms, a series I've not really played yet. Wing Commander 4, Xenogears, and the X-Files FMV Adventure game. And this video is 17 minutes, but we'll keep going. Next up, this is actually kind of a pickups video too because there's some new stuff. Here's one of the new ones, is Burnout 3, which I got at Goodwill the other day. Got Call of Duty 1 and 2, the PlayStation 2 versions. Both the PS2 Castlevanias, Chaos Legion, Contra games, the PS2 Deus Ex, Devil May Cry's, Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy 7, Dragon Quest 8, great game, Fatal Frame 3, Final Fantasies, The Getaway, which I got at Goodwill, God Hand, awesome action game, God of War, more Gradius games as usual. I think the only Gradius game I don't have now is Nemesis on Game Boy, which I'd like to pick up. Grandia 2, shitty PS2 version, Grandia 3, here's all my GTA games. Here's another new one I got. I'm starting to get all the Gran Turismo games, so I got 3 and 4. Now I just need 1 and 2 on PS1, and then the PS3 ones. And then Ico, and then here's another new one. I got We Love Katamari. I had the first Katamari for a while. And then Kessen 3. So many of these I found at Goodwill. It's a good place to find PS2 lately. Kingdom Hearts. Don't have Kingdom Hearts 2 because I never really got into the series enough to care. Killzone, first Killzone, Lifeline, that survival horror game where you use a USB mic to control the character. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. I'd like to get Return of the King sometime. Manhunt, all the Maximo games, MDK2, terrible port of the Dreamcast version. Mega Man Anniversary, Mega Man X Collection, all the Metal Gears, including the PS2 size case for Metal Gear 1. And then Metal Slug games, including the Anthology, Mortal Kombat, Shaolin Monks, Deception. Didn't really like Deadly Alliance that much. because it only had like 1 fatality per character and no stage fatalities. And there's Ninja Assault, a gun-con ninja shooting game. So next up, we got the PS2 shelf continued and starting to get into the 3DO. Let me sit down here. Hope you guys enjoy these long-ass videos like this. Here we got the Onimusha games, 1 through 3, and Dawn of Dreams, and Blade Warriors. Odin Sphere. I wish they'd port Princess Crown from Saturn to a newer system, because I never got to play that. Here's my Okami with a case that Capcom sent as a or the cover that Capcom sent out to people who bought the Wii version, because there was a misprint on the cover that had like an IGN watermark. So they actually sent me 3 different covers, so I used one of them for my old PS2 version. And then we got Persona 3, Fez, Persona 4, R-Type Final, Radiata Stories, Red Faction, Resident Evil 4. We're going to keep going. You can read them yourself. Silent Hill games, Siren. I wish they'd port Siren 2 to the US or make a new one. SOCOM games, which I all got at Goodwill. Space Channel 5, SSX, Star Ocean, State of Emergency. Not that great of a game, but I found it at Goodwill. Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. Finally got Siphon Filter Dark Mirror on PS2. Still need to get Logan Shadow. Tales of games. The only Tekken I have on PS2. I still want to get Tekken 4 and 5. Tenchu, Fatal Shadows, Time Crisis 2, Time Crisis 3, Time Splitters, Tony Hawk 4, Twisted Metal. You can read them. This is I'm just trying to keep it interesting by reading these. Beautiful Joe, Way of the Samurai, Xeno Saga, which I still need to beat. I was so mad how much they censored these games in the US. They really need to do like a HD collection of the fully uncensored versions. They cut so much out, which was so lame. X-Files, the survival horror Resident Evil clone one. Zone of the Enders. And then we're starting to get into GameCube. 1080 Avalanche, Eternal Darkness, F-Zero, Ikaruga. And then up here is, of course, the 3DO stacked up, long boxed. Commander 3, Super Wing Commander, Shockwave games, Star Wars, Rebel Assault, Return Fire, Blade Force, Patonk, Way of the Warrior, best fighting game ever, har har har. Supreme Warrior, FMV fighting game, real innovative. Sewer Shark, 3DO version, and Night Trap, 3DO version. Best looking versions of those games. And Hell, cyberpunk thriller with, I think it has Anthony Hopkins in it and a bunch of other actors, which I haven't really touched too much. But anyways, next shelf down is the mostly the GameCube and some 3DO and Xbox original. So we'll start down here. Killer 7, Legend of Zelda, Metal Gear, Metroid, Paper Mario, Resident Evil games, Skies of Arcadia, Sonic DX. I still want to get Sonic 2 on GameCube. Star Fox Adventure, Star Fox Assault, which I didn't really like that much. Love these games. I wish these would get HD versions. The Rogue Squadron games. Mario Sunshine, Tales of Symphonia, Beautiful Joe 1 and 2, and Red Hot Rumble, and Wave Race. And then we're starting to get into Xbox Original, 007, Blinks, Breakdown, Xbox Castlevania, Riddick, Crimson Skies, Conquer, Dead or Alive games, Beach Volleyball, Deus Ex, Invisible War, Dino Crisis 3, Doom 3, Driver, which I got at Goodwill. Probably wouldn't have cared otherwise. Elder Scrolls 3, Fable, Far Cry, Fatal Frame, the nice Xbox versions. I've gone through all these games in my previous Xbox collection video, so I would probably suggest checking that out. It's probably a couple weeks back. And then of course all these stacked up, Max Payne games, Medal of Honor games, which I'm glad I have all of them on Xbox now. Mech Assault, I'd like to get Mech Assault 2 sometime. Miss 3, Miss 4, Metal Slug, Mercenaries. First Mercenaries is really good. Oh yeah, and then we got Twisted, the game show on 3DO. Madden Football, the only Madden game I own. This was really amazing at the time though. And Escape from Monster Manor, really cheesy Doom clone. Okay. So we're at 25 minutes. It's gonna be a long video, I told you guys. But I don't know where we'll start on this shelf. Guess we'll just start up here. So we got Jaguar, Kasumi Ninja, Iron Soldier 2, Iron Soldier 1, Alien vs. Predator. And I finally got my Zelda Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition box back out. It's kind of damaged, but I kind of repaired it a bit and reinforced it, so it's good enough to display, I guess. But yeah, it's not in the best condition. You can see one of the flaps is ripped, so. But I got that as a kid, so it has good memory to it. And we got Wave Race, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, Battle for Naboo, Resident Evil 2, Pilot Wings 64, great game, Paper Mario, Mission Impossible, Jet Force Gemini, F-Zero X, my favorite F-Zero game, Castlevania, Legacy of Darkness, which I showed earlier, Blast Corps. Now we got the SNES, got X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. I'd like to get the other one, what was it, Marvel Superheroes or whatever. It's like a side-scrolling beat-em-up, Capcom. And then we got all the Super Star Wars games. R-Type 3, really hard to find, especially complete. Prince of Persia, SNES version is awesome. Mortal Kombat 2 complete. And Contra 3 and Castlevania 5. Super, or not 5, 4. And it's Super Castlevania. And then, of course, down here, I guess I'll just slowly pull these out. So first we got cart only Earthbound, cart only Pilot Wings, which I found at Goodwill, Super Mario World, Goodwill, Super Metroid, Super Mario RPG, Star Fox 1, and then in the middle here we got some loose Virtual Boy, Tolero Boxer, Mario Tennis, and Red Alarm. So, yeah, and then I guess we'll start here. 1080 snowboarding. I played this to death as a kid because I was a snowboarding kid, so I really liked it. Banjo-Kazooie. I don't have Banjo-Tooie yet. Body Harvest. Command & Conquer. Strange version. Doom 64. Awesome game. Duke Nukem 64. Okay port. Duke Nukem 0 Hour. Third person shooter. GoldenEye. Everyone knows GoldenEye. Perfect Dark. Quake 1. Quake 2. All these are all crooked. Star Fox 64. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Super Mario 64. Turok. And of course, Turok 2. And what could this be? It's my Majora's Mask. It's not the hologram one. Bought this a while ago, cart only. Kind of wish I had the box, but whatever. So that's not going to let me close it because it's all crooked. I'll have to fix that later. Then we got a lot of random stuff. Got the Metal Gear Saga here. We got, this is kind of interesting. This is a 9 Inch Nails fan-made Blu-ray called Another Version of the Truth. It's from their Lights in the Sky tour. Really great light show. What's this? Oh, that's my Windows XP recovery disc. It's a Disgaea soundtrack one of my old friends at GameStop gave me, even though I'm not into the series. There's a weird one I found at Goodwill. Covert Ops Nuclear Dawn. It's kind of like Resident Evil and Splinter Cell combined. Of course, my Star Fox 2 fan-made cart, whatever. Star Wars Phantom Menace, Jedi Knight. And then this is where the Xbox continues. I'll go through this down here first. So we got my Lord of the Rings DVDs, which I need to replace with Blu-rays at some point. The Xenosaga Episode 1 kind of recap movie that I think it came with Xenosaga 2. Aliens vs. Predator 2 Gold, Doom 3, Far Cry, Hitman, and Project Ega. Myst 5, the only way to play Myst 5 is on PC. Shadows of the Empire. Knights of the Old Republic for PC, StarCraft Battle Chess, StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty, still have not beaten, so I haven't bought the second one. Max Payne 2, found that at Goodwill. Diablo, Battle Chess, and Rainbow Six Rogue Spear. Now we'll go through the rest of these Xbox, which I've already shown in my other videos. So we'll just scan through it so you can see. Kind of overflowing over here. Really need to get another shelf. But yep, there's all my Xbox original games. Great system, lots of great multi-platform games. And then here's my overflow of PS1, Twisted Metal games, Tony Hawk 2 and 1, Street Skater 2, NBA Showtime, which is basically the spiritual successor to NBA Jam after the original creators lost the NBA Jam license. We got NFL Blitz, Monster Hunter 2, or Monster Rancher 2. They don't have any Monster Hunter games yet. Medieval 2, platformer. Cool Borders. I think I have every Cool Borders except one now, at least on PS1. Army Men. This is some random stuff. My Wing Commander for Sega CD. Another spare Silent Hill 1 disc. And then these. My Samurai Showdown for 3DO. My Off-World Interceptor for 3DO. And there's the Jewel Case 3DO, Starfighter, Total Eclipse, Pebble Beach Golf. This came with the 3DO system back in the day, the FZ10, at least through whatever retailer my parents bought it. Guardian War, good RPG. Gex, Doom, horrible version of Doom, tons of slowdown. Levels are all cut to shit. And then PC Jewel Case, Myst, Carmageddon 2, Duke 3D and Duke Zone levels. Shadow Warrior, Blood 2, 1 unit whole Blood, which is all the Blood 1 expansions. Quake 1 and 2. Unreal Gold, the original single player Unreal. Earthworm Jim, PC version. Aliens vs. Predator Gold, and Uru, Ages Beyond Myst. So yes, that's the main game collection. So, other than that, and then we just got my PC over here, my old ass PC that I use for, you know, Windows XP or earlier games. I don't know if you noticed this, but I got Turtles in Time. I found that at Goodwill for $3. It's worth like 40 or 50 cart only like that. There's my X-Men 2 for Genesis sitting in there. Nothing in the NES right now. And of course, you know, I daisy-chained the switch boxes, so I can have everything hooked up at once. Very useful. And I guess I'll show you under here a bit. There's my Virtua Cop 1, my 2 Konami Justifiers in the box. And I've got the 3D Sega Saturn pad. That's Time Crisis 2, you can see. 3DO Flight Stick. There's just a mess of controllers, light guns. There's a PS1 Fat back there. extension cables for a bunch of my controllers, a GunCon, a Nintendo Zapper, Sega CD, Genesis Justifier. There's the Dreamcast light gun, which I'd like to get a second one sometime. And here is my mess of AC adapters. One of them's unplugged right now, but yeah, it's a lot of stuff. But anyways, that's the retro room for now. A bunch of little figures I got set up. Doom 3, Prey, Halo, Street Fighter, Mario. So yeah, we're going to switch over and show the living room next. So be back in just a second. Alright, so here we are in my living room setup now. First I'll show you kind of where I game and browse at. There's my shitty wireless keyboard and mouse, and this mouse pad is fucked. Need to get another one. And here's my controllers, PS3, digital camo, PS4, which I had to replace the triggers on in a recent video. My Gears of War 3 360 controller with the transforming D-pad. Better put it like that. And then another 360 wireless for my PC. Then here's my two controllers for my new Sony TV and my Logitech 5.1 audio. So yeah, this is my new TV. It's a 55-inch. I forget which model it was, but it's the 2014 3D TV. It's on rteens.com. I don't know, maybe I'll do a review of it later, but yeah, it's 3D, it's edge-lit LED. Got the GTA 5 PC background there. And then, of course, the setup. We got the PC sitting there, kind of dusty. Everything always gets dusty in here. It's hard to keep up with it. Got my flight stick there for when Star Citizen comes out, and I play, you know, Wing Commander games with it. And then here's all the systems I have on this 3-tier glass shelf. Got the 360 Slim, not the crappy version without the optical audio port. The PS3 60 gig model, backwards compatible. And I had to get this replaced last year, I believe. And luckily I could still get another brand new 60 gig, so hopefully this one lasts longer. And then the PS4, and there's my Wii U controller, my 360 battery charger behind it, Wiimote and PS Move stuff. One of those PS Moves I got at Goodwill recently. And there's a 360 Wii Classic Controller Pro. There's my center speaker. The only reason I have it down there pointed up is because if I put it here, that's like how low this TV sits. It would block part of the screen, so I had to put it down there, but so far it hasn't affected the audio that I can notice. There's my Wii U Deluxe. Yeah. And there's my capture card, a POG HD PVR2, which I use for all my gameplays. And the Beast with its dusty front fan, which I need to clean, and the glass side. And there's the microphone I always use for recording. And then I have my PlayStation Vita sitting here with the Persona 4 Golden case for it. A couple games in there. Final Fantasy, Tales of Hearts R, and Shinobido 2. And then there's the inside with the hard case that flips open. Very handy. And then over on this side, of course, is my 3DS. I got this case from Amazon. It's simple, but it works nice. It holds 3 games as well. And of course, my Majora's Mask 3DS is inside. So yeah, simple but effective. And then just my other speaker, my old iPod, which I use for walks sometimes, and then here's some Amazon basic batteries, some AAAs, also got AA's. Those are really nice rechargeables, cheap. And now the rotating game shelf, as usual. So, oh yeah, and then of course we got the collector's editions on top with tails of characters guarding it. So yeah, and then Scorpion and Sub-Zero having a battle. Him getting pierced through all my games. So yeah, and then of course the Tales of Exilia 2 dude, I forget his name. But I guess we'll go over here so we can look at this. I don't know what side. We'll start. I'll just go through the 360 first. Then I'll switch to PS3. So, we'll just do the same thing. Alan Wake, Aliens vs. Predator, all the Ass Creed games, Bioshock, Blue Dragon. There's Haze up there. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, and I did pick up Modern Warfare 3 a while back just to see the end of the Modern Warfare story. And Capcom Digital Collection, which has Bionic Commando 2, Final Fight, and I forget what else. Chronicles of Riddick, all the Command & Conquers, Condemned, Darkness, Dead Rising 1 and 2, Dead or Alive 4, and Extreme Volleyball 2. And then, this thing is so heavy to turn with one hand. Eternal Sonata, Fable Anniversary, Fable 2, which I've never played. Well, I played, but I barely played it. Fallout games, Far Cry Predator, Fear games, Gears of War games. And then I got this at Goodwill too, Rock Band 2. I got Red Faction, Gorilla, Time Shift, Ghostbusters, Halo, Cameo, launch title, Killer is Dead, which I have the collector's edition of, Left 4 Dead, Lost Planet, Lost Odyssey, Mercenaries 2, which sucks, Mass Effect. I got this Metal Gear Rising on 360 for like $3 at Goodwill, brand new. Ninja Gaiden 2, great game. Orange Box. Gaben has betrayed us recently with the paid mods on PC. Perfect Dark Zero, Prince of Persia, Red Dead, and the expansion, Undead Nightmare, really awesome. And then Shadow of the Damned, Star Wars. I do have the first one, the Ultimate Sith Edition, but it's not out because I also have it on PS3. So I didn't see the point of keeping 2 copies out. Tales of Vesperia, Special Edition, Ghost Recon, Advanced Warfighter, then Rainbow Six Vegas games, Splinter Cell games, Vanquish, really awesome game, and Virtua Fighter 5, and Wolfenstein, which is an okay game. Okay, so we'll go back over. Oh god, I'm gonna sit down. This is gonna take a little bit. We'll go through this stuff, which is PS3. So you can see up there, you got Child of Eden and Blaze Blue. I actually have the collector's edition of Blaze Blue. Anarchy Reigns, Assassin's Creed, Battlefield, Dead Space games. Finally got Demon's Souls and Dark Souls, as you can see. I did enjoy Demon's Souls, but it has some flaws that kind of piss me off. Devil May Cry games. Looking forward to the Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition on PS4, which I had to import from Asia. The only way to get the physical copy. So I'll fill you guys in on that when it comes out, I think in June or July. We got Dishonored, Game of the Year, Dragon's Crown, Final Fantasy, God of War. Got so many God of Wars on PS3 now. GTA. There's my steelbook of GTA 5. Heavy Rain, Ico, Shadows of the Colossus Collection, Killzone, Little Big Planet, and there's Lair, which I got dirt cheap, like $3 or something. And then back over here, so you got some games up there, Marvel vs. Capcom, you can see them, Tekken, you got Little Big Planet 2, Max Payne, Metal Gears, including Rising, Mortal Kombat 9, the complete edition. I also have the vanilla, which I put away in storage now. Ninja Gaiden games, got every single one. No More Heroes. This is Okami HD import, which is in full English, the Japanese version. Rage, Resident Evil HD remaster, which is import only for physical. Resident Evil Revelations 5, 6, Siren. This is also import only to get it physical. It's also in English. There's my Star Wars Force Unleashed Ultimate Sith on PS3. Also have this on 360. Star Ocean, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. Tales of games. Love the Tales of series, obviously. Time Crisis, Raising Storm. Got another Rainbow Six Vegas for free online play. Uncharted, Splinter Cell, Unreal Tournament 3, Simpsons game. I got this Simpsons game at Goodwill, super cheap. Uncharted 2, 3, Only Enders Collection. There's the 360, and then Haze again. So next, we will do this really quick, my PS4 games. Alien Isolation, Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Bloodburn, Collector's Edition, Evil Within, Final Fantasy Type 0, GTA 5, Killzone, Knack, Last of Us, Metal Gear Solid 5, Metro, Redux, Shadow of Mordor, Thief, Tomb Raider, Wolfenstein, Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs sucks so much ass. Okay, then Wii U we'll start with. Got Bayonetta 2, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and then Zelda Wind Waker HD, Super Mario 3D World, New Super Mario Bros. U and Luigi U, and Wonderful 101. Okay, so now we'll switch over and show the Wii. So Wii starts with Dragon Quest Swords, Ghost Squad. Why am I reading all these? You can see them yourself. Zelda, Mad Dog McCree, Metroid Prime Trilogy, Muramasa, Knights sequel, No More Heroes, Resident Evil. Okay. Then Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles 4, Silent Hill Shattered Memories, which is kind of lame. Super Mario Galaxy. Still got to get a physical Mario Galaxy 2, but I got it from the Final Club Nintendo Reward Digital on the Wii U. Super Paper Mario, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, the, what does it say? Ultimate All-Stars, Tenchu, Shadow Assassins, and Xenoblade Chronicles. So yeah, and then finally, yep, this is all we need to do now is my handheld. Getting there. So we'll start with the DS here. Alien Infestation, which is made by WayForward, the guys who did Contra 4. Blue Dragon, Awakened Shadow. There's also I think like a real-time or a strategy RPG, Blue Dragon on DS, but I'm not really into strategy games, so this is more of the traditional action RPG one. And then, of course, Castlevania games, which someone was saying these were getting rare, but I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Chrono Trigger, Contra 4, Dragon Quest Slime, and all the numbered Dragon Quests. And the Final Fantasies. And here's stacked on top, Children of Mana, Princess Peach, Mario DS, 10 Dogs, Metal Slug 7, Metroid Prime Hunters, Beautiful Joe, Double Trouble, the GTA Chinatown Wars, Zelda's, Mario and Luigi. Still got to get Bowser's Inside Story. And then the rest up here, Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, New Super Mario Brothers, the original, Okami Den, the portable Okami sequel, or is a prequel, I can't remember. Resident Evil Deadly Silence, which is kind of rare. It's a great port. Now we got my 3DS games, Bravely Default, Donkey Kong Country Returns, 3D, Kid Icarus, Zelda games, Metal Gear Solid 3D, New Super Mario Brothers 2. Yep, you can read. You can read, I hope. Resident Evil Revelations, Spirit Camera, the Fatal Frame. I'm glad Fatal Frame 5's coming out to the US, but it sucks Fatal Frame 4 never came out for the original Wii. Mario 3D Land, Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition, Star Fox, Tales of the Abyss, and Xenoblade Chronicles, which is new 3DS. And then there's a new edition here on my Vita games, and that is, you'll see it, well, 2 new editions actually. I had this Final Fantasy X-2 already. I had to import this to get it on a physical copy, but I just recently bought this Final Fantasy X HD, which comes with X-2, but this is a digital download on the American version. So that's why I imported this first and figured I'd pick this up later, which I did. And it looks very awesome on Vita. And I just picked up Gravity Rush as well, because that's another one that's Vita exclusive right now until they're making the HD version, I believe. But it's a really good reason to own the Vita, in my opinion. You got the Killzone Mercenary, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, Mortal Kombat, Muramasa, Ninja Gaiden 1-2, Persona 4 Golden, Shinobi 2, Tales of Hearts R. You can only get this physical, I believe, from the Namco store and from GameStop. And it's probably not in print anymore, I'm assuming. So I made sure to get that right away. And then Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Uncharted. So yeah, that's everything on this shelf. Always adding more stuff. And then, you know, I showed you what's on here. Oblivion, Prey, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, the only one I bought. Hitman Absolution and HD Trilogy, 13-2 Collector's Edition, and 10 and 10-2 HD, which I'm also getting on PS4. And then here's all my GTA posters. I still got to put another GTA 5 poster up. And then I'll show you one more thing, which it will be kind of hard for me to show all this, but inside this little storage thing is starting to get overflow of games. Actually, hold on. Let me use a flashlight here because it's probably going to be kind of dark. But as you can see, there's PS2. Got stuff like Darkness 2, Brutal Legends. Let me pull these out so you can kind of see my PSP games. Kind of try to indirectly light. You got Third Birthday, Parasite Eve 3, Tactics Ogre, Mega Man Powered Up, Metal Gear Acid games, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, Portable Ops, Silent Hill Origins, Siphon Filter, Dark Mirror, and Logan Shadow, Ultimate Gulls and Ghosts, Valkyrie Profile, Lenneth, Star Ocean 1 and 2. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. You got Brave Story, got Darkstalkers Chronicle, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max. Here's some more Wii games. You got Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World, which is on the PS3 HD collection, Metroid Prime 3, which is pointless to keep out because I have the trilogy version, and Okami on Wii is pointless to keep out because I have the HD version on PS3, which is superior. And then, what do we have down here? Oh yeah, here's my vanilla Mortal Kombat, which I don't need out. Here's my, this is really awkward to do, my Persona 1 Collector's Edition for PSP. My Lunar Silver Star Harmony for PSP, Premium Edition. There's more. You can see 360 games. I'm not going to get everything out, but mostly wanted to show the PSP. So you got Vice City Stories, GTA, Castlevania, Dracula X Chronicles is great, Ape Escape, On the Loose, Final Fantasy 1, 2, 4, Crisis Core, Tactics, War of the Lions, God of War, Chains of Olympus, and GTA Liberty City Stories. So I still want to get the European import of Final Fantasy 3 on PSP, and I'd like to get the other God of War, even though I have the the Origins collection on PS3. But yeah, so this is kind of my runoff in here. But anyways, whew, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed the look at the collection, updated look. Now I'm gonna do some beasting on probably either Dark Souls on PS3, since I just beat Demon Souls, or maybe some GTA 5, maybe on PS4. So anyways guys, hope you enjoyed this long ass look at my collection. Peace out.